Ever wondered why you have been stuck in break even phase for quite a long time? This is the reason. It's because you are not focused on one model, one strategy, and one execution method. So, in this video, guys, we're going to be looking into why most of you guys and why I was stuck in break even phase for quite a long time. So, the reason is that most people are stuck in break even phase is because oftentimes trading is not about execution and it is more about psychology, and most of us, right, have an issue with psychology. Yeah, sure, when we start trading everyone has the beginner's luck and everyone usually clears the first second phase or even directly takes a payout. It's based on the account they buy. But moving on, what I'm trying to say is that most people start with something like trend line and move on to further concepts and stuff, complicated concepts. So as you further progress into these concepts, right, we start having psychological issue when we start making losses. And then when we try to revert back to the old concepts again, we have an even bigger issue that the previous concepts that we used to trade on is not going to be working. So you're stuck in a phase where you're not able to go front and you're not able to go back, and that is exactly what I call break even phase. And in this phase, right, you're not profitable, at the same time you're not having a heavy loss as well. So you're somewhere in the middle, struggling. You're able to make two profitable days and you're also having two unprofitable days as well. So it's somewhere between, you're ranging between your initial zone of equity itself. How, if you think about it, right, how can you break the break even phase? And the truth is, it takes time. There's no way around it. It takes time. In fact, it takes years for some people. And for me personally, it took me around 2 years before I passed my first phase and my second phase. And then I came to my payout as well. But I was able to make it in 2 years because one, I found out something very interesting that until a few years back, I didn't have access to, because it didn't exist back then. But in the recent upcoming years, right, as trading has progressed and as trading has become more popularized, these days we have something known as backtesting. We have various backtesting softwares. So what helped me progress through this event of entire stage of um, break even was that I started backtesting my strategies, my models, my rules, my formulas, everything basically. I started taking notes and I started recording each model, each entry, each rule that I have followed or not. So the basic way, the most brilliant way to break the break even phase is one, to find a way to progress your to enhance your progression, which is you can do it through backtesting. And the second most important thing is that you need to take down whatever entry, whatever model, whatever rules that you're following. Because without an entry, without an database where you can go around and analyze these stuff, just taking these entries alone will not lead you to a progression. But sure, it will lead you to a certain amount of level where you have a basic understanding of the model that you are trading. But the issue is going to be that you are not confident on your model unless and until you review something. You're not going to be confident on whether you're going to be able to make profit in that specific model or not. So if I was again in the break even stage, this is what I would be doing, and this is what I would recommend for most of you guys as well. Take a break, get a good backtesting software. There are a lot of backtesting softwares, paid as well as unpaid. Right now I personally use Forex Replay. This is not a sponsored branding or anything, but I'm just putting it out there. I use FX Replay, which is a good backtesting software. So backtest your specific pair, your specific indices, get trained on it, test your models, rules, strategy, and start taking notes. Start analyzing each and every time you take a trade. Analyze how you behave emotionally. Analyze if you have followed your rules. Analyze your macros. Start analyzing your own self so that you can finally understand where you have been lagging in the certain parts. The next most important thing that I did personally for me to break this break even stage was that find a group of people. And I cannot recommend you this enough. There are people who have done it alone, and there are people that were quite talented in this. But for most of us, and the more faster progression is that if you guys find a group of people who you can trade with, who you can analyze with, and who you can be part of a community with, it will help you progress faster. Because I found my group of people, my set of people, where once we all joined together, we had quite a fast progression. I'm not going to give any names here, but there is a guy that I know, and he's quite an expert when it comes to trading. But the thing is that he had to create his own models, his own rules, and own stuff, and he had to do years of research, back testing, and stuff manually, not through backtesting software. Back when he started, he didn't have any kind of group, or he didn't have a backtesting software to make this process more smooth. He had to do it, he had to invest time, he had to do it manually, he had to take notes in a notepad. I have seen the journals, guys. It's insane. But he did it alone, and it took him about 5 to 6 years to figure everything out. And today he's profitable. But it took him a very long amount of time before he could become profitable. And this is what I would say. Once he joined with us, right? Once he joined with us, he shared his research with us. All of us together were able to progress a lot more faster. When he started out with us, right, he was making a consistent amount of profits, but it was not a very huge amount of profits. But once we all gathered as a group and we started trading, right, he progressed more insanely than the rest of us, because he had a huge bunch of knowledge than the rest of us in our group. But joining with him and him joining with us also, all of us started progressing in a very linear fashion, where all of us gained more knowledge through sharing with each other and making sure that we backtest every single day. We backtest whenever we have free time. And the most important fact is that every backtest that we take and every trade that we take, we note it down. You can use softwares like Notion or any other manual software where you can note down trades. That's up to you guys. I'm not recommending anything. But start backtesting, taking notes, and then review your trades so that you guys can understand better and finally get out of this break even stage. So, see you guys for this week's Saturday video where we'll have a review session.